The Headless Horseman. In a deeply forested valley near your town is a village. A hidden and quiet little village called Sleepy Hollow. It is a very special place where strange things happen. While it is a peaceful village where people live happily and love to tell stories, many people also say this normally peaceful village is home to a very spooky ghost. Not just any ghost. This spirit is known as the Headless Horseman. The Headless Horseman was once a soldier, a brave man who fought in a battle not too far from Sleepy Hollow, a long, long time ago. The soldier lost his head during the fight, and now he rides through the dark, misty nights, searching for it. People in the village talk about him in whispers, especially on spooky nights when the wind howls and the trees creak. Children love to hear these stories, but they also get a little scared wondering if they might one day see the ghost for themselves. One day, a tall, skinny, and somewhat funny-looking schoolteacher with big, bright eyes, a long nose, and a peculiar way of walking comes to live in Sleepy Hollow. His name is Ichabod Crane. Ichabod is a teacher and he loves to teach the children of the village. He also loves to sing and listen to ghost stories. More than anything though, he loves to eat. He enjoys the delicious meals served by the village farmers. After a long day of teaching, he often sits down for dinner, dreaming of tasty pies, fresh bread, and warm buttery corn. Usually, once dinner is finished, the villagers sit around and tell each other stories. Ichabod is also very curious and loves listening to the stories, especially those about ghosts. He often visits the homes of local families, where he hears the tales of the Headless Horseman and other mysterious happenings. The more he hears, the more fascinated he becomes, but he also becomes more frightened. He dreams of a night when he might see the ghost himself, but he knows he must be careful. As autumn arrives, the leaves turn bright orange and gold, and the air becomes crisp and cool. Ichabod's heart begins to flutter. He has a dream. Maybe it is delusional, but he is hopeful. He wants to marry Katrina Van Tassel. Katrina has golden hair and sparkling eyes. She is the daughter of a wealthy farmer and she is admired by everyone in the village. Ichabod dreams of marrying her, imagining a life filled with yummy food and cozy evenings together. But there's a problem. Brum Bones, the strongest and boldest young man in Sleepy Hollow, also wants to win Katrina's heart. Brum is a big, hearty fellow with a loud laugh and a twinkle in his eye. He also loves to play tricks on people. Whenever Ichabod is around, Brum always finds a way to tease him. The two young men are like rivals in a friendly game, each trying to impress Katrina in their own way. One autumn evening, Ichabod is invited to the Great Pumpkin Festival at the Van Tassel home. As he walks to the party, he imagines all the fun he will have and how he will finally talk to Katrina. There is lots of dancing, singing, and plenty of good food. Near the end of the party, the guests gather around the fireplace to share spooky stories. The crackling fire casts shadows on the walls. Everyone listens intently as tales of ghosts and cryptids fill the air. When the Headless Horseman's story is told, Ichabod feels a shiver run down his spine. He tries not to look or feel scared. After the party, he rides his horse home through the quiet dark woods. The trees sway gently in the breeze, and the moonlight creates mysterious shadows on the ground. Ichabod thinks about the Headless Horseman. Suddenly, he hears the sound of horse hooves trotting behind him. He turns around and gasps in fear. There is a man on a big, black horse. But something is very wrong. The man does not have a head. Ichabod knows right away that it is the Headless Horseman. He kicks his horse to make it go faster, but the horseman follows close behind. Ichabod remembers, from the story, that the ghost disappears if you can just cross the old wooden bridge by the church, so he races toward it. Just as Ichabod reaches the bridge, the Headless Horseman lifts something in the air. It's a pumpkin, but because it is so dark, Ichabod imagines it looks like a human head. The horseman throws it right at Ichabod. The next morning, Ichabod is gone. All that is left is his hat and a smashed pumpkin near the bridge. Some people say that Ichabod ran far away because he was so scared. Others think that the Headless Horseman took him. Brumbones ends up marrying Katrina, and every time someone talks about Ichabod's strange disappearance, Brum always laughs. And so, the mystery of the Headless Horseman and Ichabod Crane lives on in Sleepy Hollow, a town full of spooky stories and strange happenings. I really enjoyed reading to you. If you enjoyed this book reading, please remember to hit the like button and leave a positive comment if you want. I randomly choose positive comments to respond to.